Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nerd Ledger. I am Cage, and that is Chair. Sup, buddy?
Sup?
Sup?
Sure.
Yeah,
It's me.
and
I'm here.
my dog is also here because he didn't want to be alone. So he's joining us. But yeah, it's been a week. It's been a week. We will do full season reviews of Daredevil and Maul next time. Not gonna talk about them today, but we got some news and things, and also it was Star Wars week. Star Wars week. Um, did you celebrate? May 4th. Did you celebrate for Star Wars?
No, I didn't actually. I was usually on Star Wars. I played a lot of Star Wars Galaxies that day, I guess, which counts,
Yeah, that
sort of.
counts. Counts.
I went to a little role play session that was like a celebration of May the 4th. Um, I wanted to watch some shows and movies, but I just got swept up in playing Star Wars all night, and then I didn't. I don't watch shows and movies while I'm playing Star Wars. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that all makes sense. I didn't really watch anything either, really just because I didn't have a lot of time. But I did attend Star Wars trivia at a local brewery and smashed it, of course. That was pretty cool. Well, the thing is, right? Okay, so they were kind of cheating a little bit at this trivia. Okay, so we went, my wife and I, and someone I work with and her boyfriend. We all went, and it was like, they were really slow asking questions for the first round, to the point where, like, my coworker was like, if they, if depending on how we do after this round, I might just leave, because there's 2 rounds, right? And round 1, they were asking questions really slow, but round 1, we got 14 out of 15. The only one we missed was completely on me. But there were other ones that, bro, I pulled out some crazy ones. So like the one we missed was like, which movie in the original trilogy did Mark Hamill almost like drown? And I'm thinking it's the back to tank, in Empire, which is stupid because he had a fucking snorkel. Obviously it was A New Hope, right, in the trash compactor. So that's the only one we got wrong in round 1. But listen, I got correct. The guy inside the suit, of the Darth Vader suit, that was easy. David Prowse. I got the call sign of the rebel who found Han and Luke on Hoth. Rogue 2. That was a crazy pull. That was insane. So yeah, we got 14 out of 15 on round 1, and another team did too. So we were tied. Round 2. There was another 15 questions. There was one that was worth there was 2 answers and they were each half a point. And so like after round 2, then they ask a tiebreaker question, and I was like, bro, the tiebreaker isn't gonna matter. And the tiebreaker question was, how many theaters was A New Hope originally released in? And I knew
you
it
know that
wasn't.
one?
Huh?
Did you know that?
No, well, I mean, I knew it wasn't a lot, but I didn't care. I was like, bro, this question's not gonna matter. I literally just wrote down 20,000, just because I thought it wouldn't matter, but it did matter. We were tied for first place on the same amount of points, and the other team obviously put a lower number than 20,000. So technically, we lost on tiebreakers, but we won. We tied. We got joint first place. So
Sweet. Awesome.
yeah. So that was pretty cool. But also, because it was Star Wars week, obviously a lot of stuff comes out about Star Wars, and different people come out with different lists. And Empire, the news organization, not the Galactic Empire, the news organization came out with a list of the 50 best Star Wars characters. And, and so I thought we could talk about that.
Sure.
So obviously, if it was the Galactic Empire that put this list together, it'd be really biased. So we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so Empire magazine put together the 50 greatest Star Wars characters of all time, and let's see if they had a methodology to this, right? So they say the Empire team's most passionate nerf herders, moof milkers, and all around the rebel scum have gathered to rank the 50 greatest characters in Star Wars, voting for faces across every canonical era of the saga, from the original trilogy to the sequel trilogy and beyond, including movies, streaming series, and animated shows. Note, characters outside of TV and film were not included here, hence no Cal Kestis, no Marchion DeRoe, no Dr. Aphra. These votes were then totted up, and final orders were fiercely debated before being put through C-3PO's hardware, and you can read the full ranking below. May the Force be with you. Okay, so full ranking. And now, before I look at it, are there characters that, like, automatically in your mind jump to the top 10?
R2D2.
R2D2. That's a good pull. All right, hold on. I'm gonna make a list. All right, R2D2. Chair says R2D2 belongs in the top 10. So R2D2, Darth Vader. You're gonna say Darth Vader, I'm sure.
Darth Vader, yeah.
All right.
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
Okay.
Han Solo.
All right. So that's what, 5? Do you think C-3PO gets in there?
Yeah, him and Chewie.
Okay. C-3PO, Chewbacca. That's 7. What about Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah, maybe.
You're questioning if he's a top 10er?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put him as a honorable mention maybe. Yoda, top 10?
Maybe.
Okay, honorable mention Yoda. Princess Leia.
Yeah, I think I said Leia already. Didn't I?
It might have cut out when you were saying some.
Okay.
Okay, so we got Leia, Chewbacca, 3PO, Han Solo, Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, R2D2. That's 8. You really have a Boba Fett in the top 10 and not Yoda or Obi-Wan?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, I'll allow it. Okay. Who else? Who else potentially makes the top 10? Ahsoka?
I don't know about that one.
I think I would have Ahsoka top 10, to be honest. But I'm gonna put her down there with the honorable mentions. I think, to be honest, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka all probably could get into the top 10. Are we differentiating? I don't know if they did it on their list. Is there a difference in your mind between Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader?
I think so, yeah.
Does Anakin Skywalker make the top 10?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, we'll put him down with the others for now.
I've done these lists before where I'm like, I think these guys will make the top 10, and then they don't. So, you know.
What do they make your top 10?
I think Ashoka would probably be my top 10.
Okay. All right.
Admiral Thrawn.
Thrawn? You think Thrawn's a top 10 character?
I know he's in my top 10. But
Okay.
He's not a top 10 character.
Thrawn's a good pull. Asajj Ventress? Not a top 10er, but...
Not a top 10er.
Count Dooku?
No, not a top 10er.
Jar Jar Binks?
No.
Darth Maul?
No.
No. Okay. Palpatine or Sidious?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we have a pretty solid list so far for us. I mean, I think there's no arguing about R2D2, C3PO, Vader, Skywalker, well, Luke, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Princess Leia. Boba Fett, I think, gets into my top 10 and probably your top 10. Doesn't mean he'll necessarily get into that top 10. And I think Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka are all good shouts for top 10. So let's see what they have on their list. So let me see if any of the ones we said are not in their top 10. Oh my god, this list is already shit. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the people on this list probably don't belong on the list. Holy brother, Thrawn's in your top 10. They got Grand Admiral Thrawn at 42 out of 50. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty low down. It's pretty low down the list.
They got fucking Rose Tico above Grand Admiral Thrawn.
I don't know who Rose Tico is.
Rose from The Last Jedi, who prevented Finn from committing suicide.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. She's at number 40. She's above Thrawn. Yikes. Bro, they got Balin Skull above Thrawn. He was only in Ahsoka. Why does he... What? Okay. This list is already kind of crazy. Kind of fucked up. It's reloading for some reason, so I gotta click back into it. Yeah. Okay. Let's skip ahead to what the fuck, brother? Like, I feel like they lose so much validity having some of these characters where they are. Bro, they got Boba Fett at 26.
Damn.
Boba Fett.
What website is this? What website is this?
Empire.
Empire Magazine?
Yes.
Okay.
Their site is also botted, by the way. They do have Asajj Ventress at number 50 out of 50. So, I mean, I guess that's a thing.
She made the list.
All right, I'm trying to get to the top 10 without the website fully crashing my device, like it's trying to do. Okay. Oh my god. Holy fuck. Oh my god. All right. Let's count down the top 10, brother. All right. Starting with number 10, Rey.
I think she's popular, but she's not like a top tenner. Like, I don't know. Like, it just depends. Like, if you add, like, you sit down every Star Wars fan in the world and you ask them like who their favorite Star Wars character is, like most of them are gonna say like Luke Skywalker or like, you know, Han Solo or Leia. You know.
Yeah, like I don't even hate her character, but she's not a top 10 character. So. Already starting out pretty poorly. Number 9, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think really there's no denying he belongs in there. Number 8, Chewbacca. Everybody loves a good Chewbacca. Better than Obi-Wan and Kenobi. Better than Obi-Wan Kenobi and Chewbacca is Kylo Ren at number 7.
Well, I mean, you're a big fan of Kylo Ren.
I like Kylo Ren. I don't think he's a top 10 character in Star Wars. Like, I don't even think it's close. And the thing is, I like Kylo Ren initially. Like, a lot of people complained about him, being annoying in The Force Awakens and stuff. And I think that's probably him at his best. I think he just gets worse the more the movies go on. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Number 6, better than Obi-Wan Kenobi and Chewbacca, Luthen Rael from Andor.
Who?
Luthen. You know Luthen?
Not even Andor?
Andor is on the list. He's number... Hold on. He's number 11. Cassian Andor, number 11. Number 6, Luthen Rael. Number 5, Yoda. Okay, we can accept Yoda being number 5. 4 is Princess Leia, of course. 3 is Luke Skywalker. 2 is Darth Vader, and 1 is Han Solo. I think the top 5 is solid. I think there's other questionable things in here. They do have Anakin Skywalker as a separate character to Darth Vader. They put him at number 13. R2-D2 was number 12. Did we even get this? Is C-3PO even on here? Anywhere near the top 10? C-3PO, nowhere near the top 10. Cassian Andor was number 11. R2-D2 number 12. Anakin Skywalker at 13, Grogu at 14. I don't think it's a terrible shout, but yeah, Emperor Palpatine at 15, Din Djarin, aka the Mandalorian, at 16, Lando Calrissian at 17, Ahsoka Tano at 18. I think Ahsoka deserves to be a little higher. BB-8 at 19, ahead of C-3PO. Darth Maul at 20. Mon Mothma does not belong at 21, but that's where they put her. Poe Dameron doesn't belong on the list, but he's at 22. C-3PO all the way down at 23. Finn made the list somehow at 24. Jabba the Hutt 25. Boba Fett 26. That's crazy. Some of those names above Boba Fett, Finn, Poe Dameron, Rey, all above Boba Fett, crazy. Grand Moff Tarkin at 27. Padme Amidala at 28. I think she deserves to be a little higher. The Stranger from The Acolyte made it at 29. Dedra Mero, also from Andor, at 30. Chopper is on the list. Chopper made it at number 31. Kino Lloyd, who can't swim, the criminal, he made it at 31. Or 32, sorry. Master Soul from The Acolyte is on the list at 33. I don't think he belongs on the list at all either. He's, a spot ahead of Qui-Gon Jinn at 34, who's a far better character. 35 is Cyril Karn. He was one of the bad guys in Andor. 36 is Mace Windu. Bro, how are all these characters ahead of Mace Windu? I would boot off half these characters and throw on Kit Fisto and Plo Koon ahead of them. Bro, they got fucking Mace Windu at 36. Yeah. Balin Skull 37. Ezra Bridger 38. I think Ezra belongs on the list.
So do I.
Moff Gideon at 39. Rose Tico doesn't belong on this list, but she's at 40, ahead of General Grievous. I think General Grievous is a top 20 character, not gonna lie.
Yep.
Your guy, Grand Admiral Thrawn, 42.
Yeah, I think he deserves to be a little higher than that.
Yeah. Kanan Jarrus, Kanan from Rebels, made it at 43. Captain Rex at 44. Babu Frick made the list. You know the little dude from, you know what I'm talking about? You know Babu Frick?
Yeah.
Yeah, he made the list at 45. Ahead of Admiral Akbar at 46. 47, Vice Admiral Holdo, the lady who took over the ship as it was slowly trying to escape the Empire, or not the Empire, the First Order in The Last Jedi. She made the list at 47, crazily. 48, K2SO. 49, Neil from Skeleton Crew, the little elephant guy. And 50, Asajj Ventress. I think this list is fucking dog shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
This is one of the worst fucking lists I've ever seen in my life. There are characters missing from this list and left off for characters that don't belong anywhere near it. Like, honestly, Finn is not a top 50 character because of how poorly they handled that character. Poe is not a top 50 character. Admiral Hodo, who most people don't even know, top 50 is crazy. Fucking, I don't know. This is a crazy list. This is actual insanity.
Yeah, seems like someone was just who doesn't, I don't know, Googled like Star Wars characters and went down a list and just like slapped them together.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Like I would have Sebulba on the list over some of those characters. Even Jar Jar Binks on the list ahead of some of those characters. Like those are like Jar Jar Binks is a notable absence. Like yeah, people can hate Jar Jar Binks, but he's a pretty pivotal character in Star Wars. Jango Fett wasn't even on the list, which is insane. Like Jango Fett deserves a spot. Like any of the other characters from Rebels that got left off, Hera wasn't included, Sabine wasn't included. Like no Inquisitor was included. No, like Bo-Katan wasn't included. Nobody from Mandalore and Clone Wars was included. It's just crazy. None of the other clones aside from Rex was included. Count Dooku wasn't on the list at all. Like these are pivotal characters. These are great characters that are existing in the Star Wars lore, and they're just not even on the fucking list.
Yeah.
Bro, I think that's actually fucking insane. That they have a list of 50 greatest Star Wars characters of all time, and half the good ones aren't included, but you include Rose Tico, Finn, Poe, Admiral Holdo, Babu Frick. Bro, where's the guy that Carl Weathers played in The Mandalorian? I totally know his name. You know what I'm talking about. That one guy.
I don't know his name.
That one guy, I know his name. It's somewhere in my mind. But, that character was probably better than some of the other ones. There were other good characters in The Mandalorian, too, that weren't included. IG-11. Where the fuck is IG-11, huh? What about any of the other bounty hunters? Where's Bosk, huh? Where's Salacious Crumb? Where's Bib Fortuna? I know some of these are bit part characters, but they're still better than some of the bullshit characters they put on the fucking list.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put Jawa on the list. It doesn't even have to be a specific Jawa. Jawas are iconic. Tusken Raiders are iconic. Freaking Gamorrean guards are iconic. Like, you don't need a character's name to shout them out. What about Ewoks? It's okay to hate Ewoks, but they're still, they're still there. They're still there.
Yeah. They're not characters. They could have been like Nia Neb or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, there's plenty of other characters that just not on the list, but they include characters that almost nobody even likes, which is crazy. They could have put Admiral Hux on there. At least people know who that is. Well, maybe they don't, but still a better character than Rose. Like, that is actually a fucking crazy list. And Empire publishing that before Star Wars Day should be ashamed of themselves, okay? They should be fucking ashamed. And I'm starting to believe it was the actual Galactic Empire that put that list together.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oof, oof, oof. I mean, at least they had Tarkin on there somewhere. Tarkin's a good character. They had a lot of the ones that you'd expect them to have, but Obi-Wan, like Ahsoka being down so low, Thrawn being down at like 43 or some shit, like C-3PO down in the like 20s somewhere, Boba Fett at like 30 or 40 or something. Like, this list has lost all credibility and all validity, and I feel like we wasted our time reading it. What do you think, Chase? Yeah, he agrees.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad list.
That's pretty bad. There was another thing. Oh, of course. Of course, the classic. It's Star Wars Day. Everybody's going to rank all the Star Wars movies, all 11 that are out. And they're always terrible rankings. Of course, there's always going to be like the bias of the original trilogy is the best, and it's always going to be the best. And, a lot of people aren't going to acknowledge that Return of the Jedi is just not great, other than everything that happens on the Death Star. But everyone just overlooks the fact that so much of Star Wars is around how long it took and all the effort and all the everything that went into building the first Death Star, and then 5 years later they just have another one. Ewoks defeating the Empire, kind of ridiculous. I thought it was fine, but the Return of the Jedi just isn't that great of a movie. I don't think it's better than Rogue One. I don't think it's better than Revenge of the Sith. But that's my opinion. But yeah, do you have a definitive ranking for these films, or do you kind of just not care?
I kind of just don't care. Like, I watch them, I enjoy them. I sit down, and there's certain movies I enjoy, and there's certain movies that I hate. Like, I don't want to sit down and watch Attack of the Clones. Like, I just don't.
Yeah, there are movies. I think the only Star Wars movie that I'm not ever excited to rewatch is The Rise of Skywalker, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the one. Like, I'm not super excited about The Last Jedi either. Like, I'll watch it. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I do quite enjoy The Force Awakens, but usually if it's the original trilogy or the prequels, I'm happy to watch them. I don't hate Attack of the Clones the way you do. I think a lot of stuff in Attack of the Clones is pretty bad, but some of the stuff is really cool and really good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm happy to rewatch Attack of the Clones. But yeah, I mean, I think Rogue One is one of the best things to come out of modern Star Wars, plus Andor. Um, so yeah, I'm actually also rewatching. Well, I started rewatching The Mandalorian season 1 because that shit was fucking peak. Like that is good shit. And the movie's coming out, right? 2 weeks from today.
Yep. We're
Yep.
gonna see it.
Yep. We're gonna go see it. So that'll be really cool. But yeah, Star Wars. Star Wars is a big part of our lives, and so it's always cool when there's when May 4th comes around. Star Wars Celebration tickets went on sale yesterday, and people were in 5 and 6 hour queues, and by the time they got in, everything was sold out. So that was cool.
Yep.
I don't care about going to Star Wars Celebration because crowds, hotels, logistics, it makes me too anxious. I just don't want to deal with it. And obviously it's also in LA next year, and I fucking hate LA. So I didn't deal with any of that, but I'm sorry to all the people that sat in a queue for 5 hours and got fucking nothing. That happened to me today. Olivia Rodrigo is coming to Sacramento. She has 2 days in Sacramento. And so I was like, hey, I kind of like Olivia Rodrigo. Well, I like her first album. Her second album was really bad. And my wife would enjoy that. So I was like, hey, I'll try to get tickets. And I joined the queue, and I was 140 thousandths in line. And the stadium doesn't sit 140,000. So, yeah, no tickets. Sold out.
Yep.
So that's what happens. So when it's something popular, people want it, they will spend the money for it. Speaking of which, we talked about like the Ticketmaster thing and Live Nation, and then whatever, they were sued, and some states picked that up, and then all this stuff happened. And I always kind of made the point of like supply and demand. Like, people are willing to pay it, so that's why they can charge so much money. The funny thing is, a lot of people are canceling tours right now because they're not selling enough tickets. And maybe it's getting to that point. So Live Nation's obviously trying to make up for it. They're doing like the summer of $30 tickets or whatever. Like, they're trying to make up for all the stupid shit they were doing. But like Post Malone and Jelly Roll, like, they canceled like half their tour or whatever. Like, they backed out of something. The Pussycat Dolls were making a comeback, but they canceled all of it simply due to the fact that like ticket sales weren't very good. Like, there were a couple others like that came out recently, like either canceled their whole tour. I think Zayn, he was in One Direction or something at one point, canceled his whole tour. Like, all these musical artists are just like canceling or postponing their entire tours. And part of it, I think, is due to ticket sales. Some of them maybe not. Maybe there's other stuff going on, but I mean, maybe people just aren't willing to pay thousands of dollars to go see musicians anymore, which I think is a good sign. It should drive prices down, and then more people will be able to go and attend, and there'll be more for the fans than for the fucking corporations and the fucking people with all the money that are going just to say they went, right? I mean, how many people went and saw Taylor Swift on the Eras Tour just to say they saw it? Like, and how many people that were fans never got to go because they couldn't afford it, or tickets sold out so fast or whatever, right? So I think give it back to the people. Lower the ticket prices. Do the thing, because holy fuck. I can tell you agree.
It's just I'm just lucky to be a heavy metal fan and like heavy metal music. 'Cause my ticket prices have always remained low, except for when if I want to go see like Metal, or when I saw Slayer, I had to deal with a big thing. Ozfest was kind of expensive, but Ozfest was amazing. Like, the lineup at Ozfest when I went in 2018 was like to die for. And then I got to see Ozzy Osbourne live in the front orchestra pit. That's the most expensive ticket I ever bought. That ticket was $700 for a 2-day. It was a 2-day pass.
You
2-day
bought
pass.
that shit? Bro, I wouldn't have bought that. I would have saw that price. I would have backed out.
I got to be in the orchestra pit in the very front row to see Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah,
I guess that's pretty fucking. That was pretty fucking sick. I got to see him rage quit live I gotta watch him give up and walk off stage and watch his drummer do a 30-minute solo to cover the fact that Ozzy Osbourne wasn't there anymore.
Wow. The most expensive ticket I ever bought was like $250 or something a ticket for Adele when she had a residency in Vegas. But I ended up selling them. We didn't even end up going.
Oh.
And I sold them for 400 a piece and not 250 a piece. Even though other people were selling for 1,000 a piece, I was very generous. I sold two for 800. So, but yeah, no, brother. Like, I don't want to go to Aftershock because one, price is two crowds. Um, like most of these like big festivals are where all the money is in metal music, right? So it's like, the ones in Vegas and Aftershock and South by Southwest and fucking, you know, Welcome to Rockville and all the fucking massive ones in like Florida and in Ohio, like all these festivals that metal bands do. Like that's where all the money is. I mean, there are bigger metal bands now that are like arena bands, right? That are going to be more expensive. When I saw Metallica, I paid $72 a ticket, so that's not bad. And I bought shit seats, but I think like it was day two of their thing, and a lot of people went day one, and not as many people went day two. So like when I got there, they've upgraded us like hella close. Like they're just like here's your better seats. So like initially we were like in the fucking nosebleeds at the fucking top, and we ended up in like one of the 100 rows or whatever, like super close. So $70 for that, not bad. Where they fuck you at almost every concert that's not at like a local venue, right? Again, we luck out because we go to metal shows at like local venues, right? But if you
Yeah.
go to any show at like an arena or a stadium or anything, they will fuck you with parking every fucking time. Like
Mm.
crazy. Like parking lots will charge like $150+ for parking. And like they're the only ones, or like everyone near it. And it's the same thing with fucking Giants games in San Francisco, because I was supposed to go to a Giants game a couple years ago, and then I was like, oh, I should probably like find a garage to park in. Every garage in like a 10-mile radius was like $100 to park in, and I wasn't gonna do that shit. So and it was too late to do the ferry, and it was too late to do BART and all that shit. So I decided I'm just not gonna go. I bought fucking tickets for like $10 each. Okay, so I'm okay losing $20, not to lose an extra fucking 100. So
Yeah.
yeah, parking is fucking insane. But yeah. Um, anyway, what else?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Any nerdy things happening in your life that you would like to talk about?
Nope, we're just playing the big three: Dune Awakening, Star Wars Galaxies, and World of Warcraft. Been doing that for like a month now. Just been playing those three games.
Yeah. Is Dune Awakening also like a RPG?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
Is it fun?
It's all right.
Hmm.
Um, I think the first 100 hours are really enjoyable.
The
The
first
base
100
building.
hours.
Yeah, the first 100 hours. But it's like supposed to be an MMORPG, right? So when someone tells you they're making an MMORPG, think 1,000 hours, right? Think you're supposed to sink 1,000 hours into this game, right? Um,
Uh,
and with Dune Awakening, it's like once you get past the first 100 hours, there's really not a whole lot to do.
uh, brother, I don't know if I could ever sink 100 hours into a video game. I'm just gonna be honest. That would be really tough for me.
You gotta be dedicated, man.
Yeah, bro. I don't even know if I could sink 100 hours into fucking guitar. To be honest, that's a lot of hours.
Mm.
I mean, like that's kind of stupid to say, I guess. If I did it an hour a day for a year, that's 365 hours. But I don't do an hour a day. I play guitar every once in a while now. I need to do it more. I need to practice. But like I just enjoy playing drums more, or like piano or something. So, but yeah, and my dog's needy, and also I have a lot of work to do. It's just life. It's just life.
Yeah.
A lot of need, a lot of work, a lot of bullshit. Things get tough, but when things get tough, we got outlets. We got it. We got a podcast. You got video games. We got TV shows to watch. Nerd stuff to engage in to help us escape from the bullshit and the monotony and whatever else of life. You feel me?
Especially video games. I think video games are. I don't know. I think they're just gonna keep getting more and more popular. Like I guarantee, like by the end of like 2050, a lot of people have been playing video games. Like a lot. Like.
Yeah, I mean, if prices don't keep going crazy, more people will probably already be playing them. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. We'll keep it short today. Next time we'll talk about Daredevil. We'll talk about the full season. We'll talk about Maul Shadow Lord the full season because both of those came to a conclusion this week. So we'll talk about them next week. I don't think there's any other shows coming out this week, so we got nothing else to talk about except for maybe some news or whatever, whatever's going on with that. So yeah. Anyway, thanks. Much love. Click the buttons. Rate, comment, review, subscribe. Do the things.
We don't have a Patreon, but someone make us a Patreon, set it up, and then
what? And then what? Keep the money?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a Patreon. We don't have one of those, and we probably won't because I don't know why we would. I don't think we have any exclusive content to offer on there either. So I could just post pictures of my dog. You think people would want that?
Yep, they would.
Okay, absolutely. All right, well, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye.